Vice President Mike Pence cast a historic vote during the Senate confirmation of Betsy DeVos, Donald Trump's cabinet pick for Secretary of Education.
On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative and the nomination is confirmed.
Now, DeVos is going to play a very crucial role in allowing Donald Trump to fulfill his campaign promises in education, which are getting rid of Common Core, which we've all seen the disastrous effects from, making it so that students can pick their own schools. This is going to be great for people that live in poverty-ridden areas, and dismantling the Department of Education. Well, we've seen with Ronald Reagan how he failed to do this. He actually tried and did not accomplish the goal of dismantling the Department of Education.
But better education doesn't mean a bigger Department of Education. In fact, that department should be abolished. And above all, remembering that education does not begin with Washington officials or even state and local officials. It begins in the home, where it is the right and responsibility of every American.
Now, a woman named Charlotte Iserby, who wrote the book, The Deliberate Dumbing Down of Americans, actually worked in the Department of Education and stole some documents right before she left. Now, these documents had detailed descriptions of their plan to deliberately instill propaganda and disinformation in the school systems.
The Carnegie Endowment trustees reasoned that if they could get control, here we go, of education in the United States, they would be able to prevent a return to the way of life as it had been prior to the war. And they recruited the Rockefeller Foundation to assist in such a monumental task.
To dumb down Americans so that you would have a subservient, easily controlled population. Well, they have been very successful, and we've seen the results so far with these SJW millennials that are out there completely brainwashed and do not know what they're talking about. They trust the authoritarian figures, and they refuse to question authority or the fake news that's out there. I also had the opportunity to sit down with a woman named Holly Swanson, who had very interesting information about the curriculum of green education in schools today. Now, in Oregon, they actually made it so teachers cannot teach children that climate change is a lie or any other opinion. They have to say that climate change is real and that the earth is in danger. They are indoctrinating children with these belief systems. She also was able to match up a sentence out of this green energy curriculum with that of the CIA's definition of communism.
The undisclosed political agenda of the environmental movement, which mirrors Green Party goals and communism, and how the environmental movement is using politicized curriculum under the pretense of environmental education to impose that agenda, Green Party goals and communism, on America's children. What's critical to understand is the meaning of social justice, according to environmental education, is to essentially achieve the equality of distribution of goods and wealth throughout society. That matches, that definition, achieving the equitable distribution of goods and wealth throughout society, matches the CIA definition of a communist system of government. All you have to do is understand it's the communist model of education, and this is how Lenin, Stalin, Hitler did it.
So it's very important that we allow Betsy DeVos to do her job and Donald Trump to fulfill his campaign promise to dismantle the Department of Education so we can stop the propaganda and indoctrination of our children. Stay tuned. I will be keeping you guys updated with more reports just like this. This is Millie Weaver signing off for Infowars.com.
Did you know that only 6 corporations control 90% of what millions of Americans see, hear, and read every single day? It's the illusion of choice. Think about it. The mainstream media is owned by only a handful of megacorporations with vested interests. But on the other hand, The internet is an interconnected network of billions of sources, so you can research information for yourself from multiple sources, or you can blindly accept what you hear or read in the mainstream media, never questioning what you are being told. This gives you a false sense of reality. I mean, do you actually know what you think you know? Or have you been programmed to accept someone else's version of events? Think about it. This is Darren McBreen, and I want you to break the matrix at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv and listen to The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on your mind.